Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever it is you are joining us from. Thank you for joining us and welcome to Living Health TV Live with me, Dr. Benga Adebayo, brought to you by Living Health TV, your number one health and wellness solutions company to help you learn um, all you need to be the best that you need to be. Thank you so much for joining us today, and it's a pleasure to have you in on the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we are taking a look at something so important. You know, there's this joke that when people felt that the world was going to end or things were going to get problematic with the world, it was hard to imagine that one of the things people were fighting for, people were struggling to get, was what was toilet paper, was toilet roll. The toilet roll ranked high among the list of things that people were fighting for. People were hoarding. A black market came, was sprung up overnight. And what were they selling? What was so precious? I would have thought that what would be precious that people will be fighting for was maybe food, maybe water, um, maybe something more interesting. But people were fighting for toilet roll, for tissue paper. Now, so and that's a funny one. And so today we're looking at the serious matter that people were fighting. We're looking at constipation. We're taking a look at constipation. We're discussing what it is, what it is not, what are the risk factors associated with constipation, both what are the complications also that you can get as a result of complications, and importantly, what you can do to keep constipation at bay. And if you're joining us for the very first time, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We'd like you to please just drop a comment in the chat box there. Let's know where you're joining us from. Let's know what you found, how you found us. And if at any time during the show you have a comment, I would love to have a comment. I'd love to have your feedback. I'd love to know what it is, how you find what we are discussing, and your input. We like to keep this as interactive as possible. Please go right ahead and drop whatever you need to say in the chat box. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please make it go ahead now. Make it subscribe to this channel and remember to share with your friends and loved ones. As well, like I like to do, I need to just please go ahead and share this link. Just click the share button under the video, right? Yeah, click the share button, copy the link, or share it to your Facebook. Then share it to my news feed. We're live, right? We are live. Join us, right? Okay, and I'm posting it right away. Great. Let me also share it to my WhatsApp status. Let people know that we are live, right? And we are live. Okay, and we are live. Great. Okay, so let's share it and let people know that we are live and we are discussing constipation. Okay, so let me tell you a little story. So I went with boarding house and in secondary school. I was a boarding student, and one of the things. Welcome, Michael. Thank you for joining us. One of the things that I did not look forward to, certainly a lot of my colleagues did not look forward to, was going to the toilet. It was a terrible chore that we never looked forward to it. We just didn't look forward to it. It was a pit latrine. If you don't know what that means, it's okay. And you washed it once a week. God help you if that was your task to be in charge of the pit latrine. That was a task most of us did not look forward to. We did not look forward to. That would be your portion, like we call it, your assignment. And so imagine somewhere being so dirty. So we picked up bad habits. We didn't want to go to the toilet. And so whenever you felt the urge, you just held it in. And then it became a thing of pride to be able to say to yourself, I've not used the toilet in the past 2 weeks. I've not used it in the past 3 weeks. I've not used the toilet in the past 1 month. Right? It became things that we just. So a lot of people, I had a friend who just seen standing and crossing his leg in a particular way. What was he doing? He was trying to stop himself from having to use the toilet. It was you had to either go to the bush, and it wasn't something that a lot of them look forward to. So it was something that stayed with me. You build habits and they stay with you. So it was something that stayed with me. That a lot of us, I built the habit of not going to the toilet. We just did not like it. And until I got to med school, and then I got to know about the dangers of constipation, the risks associated with constipation. And that's something so simple that you can do for yourself, that you can prevent. It can be a cause of serious ill health, right? Something as simple as just using the toilet regularly. Using the toilet regularly. I know a lot of people spend a lot of money now to say that they are detoxifying themselves. It's a fad. Someone say, I spend lots of money to buy things or to go for a procedure where somebody claims that we are doing total body detox for you and all that kind of stuff. Well, good luck. Good luck to you. Thank you, Teresa. Welcome. Good luck to you. The major way that we're taking one of the major ways. So let me broaden the paint a little bit. That you're taking things that affect your metabolism is food, right? Food. We often say that you are what you eat, right? You are what you eat, how you eat, your nutrition. And after you have eaten, unless you are taking breast milk and you're a baby, your body will leave waste products. Even the baby, um, after a while, we still excrete some things. Your body will make waste products that it needs to pass out. So if you are not using the toilet well, a lot of problems will rise. A lot of problems will happen. So, what is the normal frequency that will make somebody needs to go to use the toilet? What's the normal frequency? As we know, all human beings are not equal. We are not the same. We are different. So, what's normal for me may not be normal for you. Even amongst us, in the life of the same individual, what's normal for you as a child may vary, will change as you become an adolescent, will change as you become a young adult, will change as you become a full-blown grown man. And as you advance in age, you would also have changes. So change is part and parcel of life, living, and existence. So we say that the normal frequency of using the toilet is 3 times daily to 3 times weekly, right? 3 times daily to 3 times weekly. If you are not using the toilet like 3 times in the past week, you are probably constipated, right? You are probably constipated. And for someone that is normal frequency, some people have to use the toilet after every meal. They just have to go ease themselves. If you have been doing 3 times weekly and suddenly you start to go once daily, even though that still, or you start to go once every 2 days, that may still fall within the normal range for a normal adult. But for you, that means something has changed, and you might need to check it out and find out what changed. What has changed? I have become constipated because that's not my usual routine. And constipation can be a sign of a whole lot of, of diseases, and in itself can cause a whole lot of conditions. So we want to keep constipation at bay. We want to prevent it. Why should we prevent it? Constipation, one of the complications that you can have of constipation, of course, is the uncomfortable feeling of feeling bloated or feeling full, feeling sluggish. That that and then of course the straining and the panting and the groaning of having to strain when you go to the toilet can cause tears, right? Can cause tears and even damage your pelvic floor, right? It can cause that. It can cause, those you know, I say, oh, those are not, but those are serious conditions. We have an anal tear. I know some people find it very difficult to talk to people about this, to talk to people about things that have to do with the private part. That can be painful. It can really, really, really be painful. Anal tears. Of course, if we now go to more serious things, even in the colon in itself, constipation can cause conditions where we call diverticulitis. Your colon will have a pouch, which you just imagine you are pushing something. Imagine you have a piece of nylon, right? Some of us have done those things, these pop-up things that you pop, these wrappers that you pop. You can pop it and it may not, the air may not escape, and you just have a part of it that just bulge out. That's the diverticulum. So that can occur in your colon. You just have a part of it that will balloon out and will just be a site for infection, right? And that's a problem. If you get constipated long enough, you can have what we call fecal impaction. That means your feces will become stone hard. You will need surgery to evacuate it. Just constipation. You will, and the surgery will be messy, and every surgery can have complications, can have all kinds of stuff. From fecal in stone hard, they will need to go there and break it into pieces, right? And if you now have internal pressure, your pressure in your abdomen is increased because you are constipated, it can give you problems with your liver, right? You can have portal hypertension. And then, of course, you can have that thing that people shout all about and scream up and down. You can have piles, right? Hemorrhoids. That's the proper one that we know as medicine, not the all these charlatan piles that cause headache, that cause back pain, that cause all kinds of things. No. I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about hemorrhoids, where you have the venous architecture, the blood vessels around your end, or you have a swelling around your anus, and then it comes out. You need to push it back in. It comes out, or after you use the toilet, you have some blood splash on your pan, or you see blood on your feces, and it becomes a cycle, a negative cycle. You won't go to the toilet because you are fearful that you will have pains, right? And then that makes you to have stool, and then when you can no longer keep it, you now have to go to the toilet. You now have pain, and it causes tears. So you go to that constipation causing pain causing constipation, and you go on and on and on. And these are complications. And even up to cancer, colonic cancer, one of the risk factors for this, of course, is constipation. Constipation can be a risk factor. But let me not say can cause, because it's a multifactorial disease. But it's a risk factor. And it stands to reason that if poisons, if things that are ought to have been excreted, if they stay long enough in your intestines, they can cause a reaction, and you can have diverticulitis, you can have polyps, you can have all these things with this interaction with poisons that your body wastes, that your body wants to excrete. Then you have a higher chance of having colonic cancer, and that's not a good disease. There are no good diseases. But even among diseases, there are things that people would rather choose than others. So constipation is a terrible thing. It's not something that you should take for granted. If you find yourself not using the loo as you should, finding it difficult, less than 3 times weekly, right? 3 times in the past week, then you will need to go see your doctor and take it serious. Don't just take it. It's just me. I just do. I just like to use the toilet once in a week, once in 2 weeks. We don't want that. We want you to use the toilet easily. You don't have to. It shouldn't have. Yeah. So 3 times a week. Yes, Julia. 3 times a week. 3 times a week. It's the. If you are less than 3 times a week, then you are constipated. Yeah, you are getting constipated. So we don't want that. We want you to. I've told you the risks of the problems that constipation can cause. So now let me now tell you the reasons why people may be constipated. What are the various reasons so that you can start to look? Because if we know the reasons, then we can prevent it. Because that's the whole essence of the show. It's not just for us to paint a sorry picture, paint a bad picture. We want to get to the bottom of whatever issue that it is we are discussing, and then solutions. So what are the reasons? What are the risk factors for constipation? And these are very simple things, and they stand to reason. One of them would be, of course, if constipation has to do with food and passing out the waste of what you eat. So what you eat can actually be a risk factor. What you don't eat can be a risk factor. If your food is low in fiber, right? And fiber are things that you get only for plants, right? You get them from plants, from vegetables. You don't get fiber from meat. You certainly don't get fiber from ice cream. You won't get fiber from drinks, right? So fiber. So we want insoluble fiber, the fiber that will serve as bulk for the things that you eat and will help your body to push out the food. Like actually, you get this in foods, in vegetables, right? In your food. So any food, your diet. If your diet lacks fiber, then you are fiber and vegetables, fruit, vegetables, plants. You are inviting um, constipation to come. Lack of exercise, physical activity. So anytime your body's metabolic rate goes down, so somebody that is bedridden for long, somebody that stops moving, it's not exercising, it's not active, such people are prone to constipation. So we need you to move. We want you to walk about, run about, jump about, do things about. It will help you prevent constipation. So, right, reduced physical activity is a risk factor for constipation. The lack of fluid, right? If you don't take enough fluid, if you don't, how much fluid do you think you need to take in a day? How much fluid do you need to take in a day? If you have listened to us for a long time, probably should know the answer to that. Anybody wants to take a guess? How much fluid everybody needs every day? How much fluid you need to take every day? Julia, Michael, Timmy Topper, the crew. I don't know if some other people might be online that I don't know. Right? How much fluid do you think you need to take a day? 1 liter, 2 liters, 1.5, 10 liters, 7 liters. How much fluid do you think a normal adult in the tropics needs to take every day? Right? Somebody wants to guess? Put it in the chat box. Right? I'm waiting before I say it. I'm waiting. 8 glasses. Wow, let's clap for Julia. That's true. 8 glasses is one, and 8 glasses equates to like 3 liters of fluid every day. 3 liters of fluid every day. That's in the tropics. But if your activity rate is more than that and you are sweating a lot, you're a laborer, you probably will need more than 8 glasses. You will need much more than 8 glasses of fluid. But for a normal adult in the tropics, you need about 8 glasses of water every day. And this will help to make your bowel motion to be easier, right? If you take enough fluid, eat enough fruit and fiber, stay active, then every time you want to go to the toilet, it will not be a major event. You will not need to raise a committee, because you want to go ease yourself. No, that would not be so. Exercise, right? Proper diet, water. Some medicines will also make you constipated. Paradoxically, laxatives and abuse of laxatives can make you constipated, and a host of other medicines that are out there, host of other drugs that are out there can make you constipated. So if you find yourself that you are using a particular medicine prescribed, I believe, I want to hope, a prescribed medicine, and you are now finding it more difficult to use the toilet, discuss with your physician, and so that you can manage that condition um, effectively, right? Because some medicines will make you feel constipated. So, and the other one that is very common is ignoring the sign, the feeling of going to the toilet, right? So you feel like going to the toilet, you just say, oh no, and you just hold it, hold it. What you're doing is that you're prolonging the you're prolonging the matter. And that can put you at risk of constipation, right? And that's what happened to us those days in secondary school. We just ignored it. And now our bodies now got used to not using the toilet. You feel bloated and you can run into trouble because of constipation, right? So just a common things that children now, for instance, children too can also be constipated, and their own the things that are discussed are yes, you asked what BG said is laxative not to help someone go to the toilet. Yes, but laxative abuse will actually can actually make you constipated, right? So you don't want to just be using lactative. So you now have diarrhea and constipation. You just have it alternating with one another. We don't want to do that, right? So you want to use like laxatives as prescribed, and you certainly don't want to be that laxative is all that you use all the time to go to the toilet. We don't want you to do that, right? We want you to do the things I just said, right? Eat well, right? Eat make sure your food is has enough fiber, right? Take enough fluid. Live an active life. Be active. Move up and down. Don't just sit down. People that are sedentary, people that are not fit, they don't exercise, overweight, obese, they are more prone to being constipated as opposed to someone that is fit, jogs, walks, is mobile, right? You go to the toilet, you are doing your business, you don't want to spend more than 15 minutes. You don't want to go there and be straining and panting and not out. Some people actually even pass out in the bid of trying to pass waste. That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. So in children, anxiety also, they are anxious. Potty training anxiety can make a child to become constipated, and we don't want that. We don't want going to the toilet to be an event that drives a child to be fearful and become constipated. So for the adults, like we discussed, and so eat well, right? Eat normal servings of fruit, fiber in your fruit, vegetables, ice cream. There's no fiber in ice cream. There's no fiber in a lot of these ultra processed foods that you eat in pastries. There's no fiber in pastries. So if all you eat is pastries, bread, donut, meat pie, pizza, those are the things you eat. You're not doing yourself a whole lot of good. You probably will be at risk of other things apart from because good fiber in diet just a whole lot helps your sugar metabolism, helps you beyond what was described for constipation. Helps does a lot of good for the human body. So we want to add a lot of fiber in our diet. We want to make sure that we are active and stay active. We want to take enough fluid in at least 3 liters of fluid so that when we go to the toilet, it's all breezy and easy. So you find yourself and you're constipated, what should you do? Right? Don't panic. Fantastic. It's good you've caught it. So if now you've now discovered that, whoa, I've been using the toilet once a week, just once a week. It's not good. It's not good. I'm happy now that you realize that that's not a good thing to do. So the thing to do now is to break that habit. Is to ask yourself, why is this so? Is this a recent thing? Because recent constipation, especially someone in middle age, old age, we start to get worried. We need to find out why. Because constipation can be the first sign, right? Is it every out stool that's constipation? I'll get to that. Constipation can be the first sign that uh, you have something more serious, that you just find it difficult for you. It's just recent. That can be something is going wrong in your system because colonic tumors, right? Because there's a lot of space in the colon, they have time to play around, and that's why a lot of people, unfortunately, by the time they present, it's too late. It's too late. So we want to take every constipation serious, especially in someone that is advanced in age. So we want you to take note of your own bowel habit, and if your bowel habit is such that you are doing once in a week, once in 10 days, once in 2 weeks, we want to change that. And we change that by doing the things you said. Eat enough fruit and vegetables, enough fiber, take enough fluid in your system, right? Um, Make sure you are active. And very importantly, go see your physician. Let's find out and know that there's nothing wrong organically in your body. Let's find out that there's no tumor. Let's find out that there are some medical conditions. I've just not bothered to go into that today. There are some medical conditions that anything that will make your metabolic system to go down. So you have hypothyroidism, you have some metabolic disorders. Those things can present with constipation. So go see your doctor. Go see your doctor. Let your doctor check you out and be sure that everything is fine. Everything is okay. Okay, now this is not now just a disease of habit. So it's just not, let's not say disease. Let's just say it's a condition of habit, right? It's your habit, but we want you to change that habit to a more healthy frequency. So we want you to use it like it's minimum 3 times weekly. So that's what we start to do. If we need to treat you with a laxative short in the short term to help you move your bowel while you now get things, your habits, your lifestyle properly in place, fantastic. Then we do that. Certainly no smoking. Some people think the best time to smoke is when they are taking a dump. We don't want you to do that. Smoking, giving enough time will kill you. Right? Smoking, giving enough time will kill you and kill your loved ones, kill people that you love. So we want you to stay away from tobacco, stay away from cigarettes, right? So do these lifestyle changes that we said. Stay active, eat well, exercise, see your physician. Very importantly, if you notice your bowel habit is out of place. Is it every house tool that is constipation? I'd like to, what would be important for me to find out is what is house tool. If you are going to the toilet and you have to be straining, and that's constipation, right? Well, of course, stool normally should be well formed. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to part and groan and scream and then it comes out and then you tear. That's a stool. But your stool should be well formed. It shouldn't be like water. It shouldn't be. No, it shouldn't be. So I think I would like to hope that what you are asking is it when you are, I don't know, maybe you can clarify for me what you mean by a stool. But stool should be well formed, but should not cause discomfort or pain in coming out. So if you are a constipated person that you have to every time you have to pant and groan and stretch, we don't want that. So you have like I said, you now get into that negative feedback of a tear or painful stooling, leading you to want to avoid and put off stooling for as long as possible. But the problem with that is that when you put it as long as possible, once stool stays in, that's the part of the last part of the large intestine. water is going to be taken out of it. The longer it stays there, the more water of it, the harder is going to become. And then you are still eating. So you are still, things are still moving down. And then you have fecal impaction, it becomes difficult. So anytime going to the toilet should not be a hard thing, should not be a chore that you have to, oh, God, oh, hey, ooh. And then, pooh, the thing, and then you start to have tears or it pains you, you have tingling. No, that's constipation. And you need to get it managed. Right? So it's 3:30. So let's see if we have questions now. Any question there? Questions about what we've spoken about or any other matter that you want to speak about. Next week, we'll do another Ask Me Anything. So let's start to bank our questions on any health matter, any health issue. We will take them and we'll answer them. We know a lot of people love those sessions and they learn a lot from them. Okay, so any question now about constipation, about what we've shared today? You have a question or you want a clarification, please go right ahead and ask, and I will be happy to answer you. Right? So thank you to everyone that has joined. Okay, what other drugs can cause? Many drugs. I just want to start to go over them. A lot of medicines, iron tablets, iron supplements can cause cough mixtures, can make you feel constipated. But like all other things, so there are no medicine. There's nothing in this world that doesn't have side effects, right? Malaria drugs, not likely. That one, it's not a pronounced. I'm not saying this. All medicines can have all kinds of malaria in itself, the disease in itself, because you are down, you are not eating, you cannot move up and down. Malaria in itself can make you feel constipated because you will not move. So, but is we say constipation is a known side effect. It's not really a prominent side effect that we know of or that we are worried about. There's no medicine that doesn't have side effects. Some, and it's a raw range of side effects. Some may be, and that doesn't mean that everybody will experience those side effects. Of course, certainly not. We use a medicine because it has the benefit of that medicine exceeds the whatever possible side effect that can happen. So any of these medicine that I've said, they have their use. They are good for when you want to use them. But we need to just know that, oh, if this happens to me, this is why this is happening. Okay, to prevent this, let me do this. So if you are using some of this medicine, it mean, okay, let me take enough food, let me eat enough fruit and fiber, and my going to the toilet will be easier, right? Thank you, Temitope, for your question. Any other question? Any other question? Right? Okay, in the absence of any other question, thank you everyone that has joined today. Next week Friday, we're doing an Ask Me Anything. Please invite your friends, share this video. Until we see again next week Friday, stay healthy. Remember, I say life, you know, get duplicate. God bless you.